So, look, Jodie, many people watching this won't know who you are. So, please, fill them in. Give them a killer introduction. Who is the amazing Jodie Weston?
So, I am a DJ, model, reality star, Instagram influencer from London. I'm 27 years old, and yeah, I like dolphins. Like,
And you like? It sounds like the start of a dating video.
that's what it ended up like.
And on your on the Instagram influencer side, you would say a bit more about that. Just kind of break it down, like your number of followers, and or if you don't mind, the kind of money that you earn from that as well.
Yeah, so I've got about 85,000 followers, and before Corona, that was like one of my main streams of income as well, because you get things like direct and indirect. So just from having that profile, you'll obviously be invited to events, you might get paid to attend events, and there's other things that can come from that. Like my radio show was a lot to do with the fact that I had a following as well. So you have both those avenues of direct and indirect. For a post, like I can earn like about £300, and I get given a lot of stuff for free that sometimes can be worth like thousands of pounds.
Wow, what's the best thing you've got for free? I love free stuff.
Oh, probably I got like this really good teeth whitening kit that was worth like 2.5 grand. So
Wow.
that was good. And all I had to do was just post a picture. So I think you have to find your niche, like what it is that your followers are interested in. Because I come from the beauty industry, I also have a salon in Fitzrovia called Muse of London. So
You have a salon. You own a salon.
yeah, it's a family business. So me and my dad have a salon in near Oxford Circus. So because I
Wow.
have that, people come to me with a lot of like beauty products and fake tan and teeth whitening and stuff like that as well. And the other day I did a non-invasive bum lift as well, which is quite funny. So I do a lot of the beauty side of things and then clothes and fashion as well.
Okay, gotcha. So let's take it back to the beginning then. So you've got 85,000 followers on Instagram now. How long did that take to build? When did you start on Instagram?
So I had an Instagram account like years ago, but it was quite inactive for a long time. And then maybe about 2017, I started to really put more effort into my Instagram account. So it's taken a good like 3 years.
That's not a long time in the grand scheme of things. That you've built up a big following relatively quickly.
Like I had a few followers obviously before, but I was more like just a personal account where I just post like once in a while, and it wasn't something that I really put a huge effort in until like about 2017. But because I also do reality shows, that's another reason why I started to focus more on my Instagram, because I was just going on a show and then I'd get a bit of like exposure and then nothing would really happen. So the Instagram kind of like kept the momentum going for longer as well, and that
Mhm.
helped me obviously get casted in more shows. And then I eventually got an agent, and then I was going to a lot of press events and stuff like that. So that opened me up to more influencing opportunities, because then people will invite you to events because they want you to promote it on Instagram as well. So this industry and Instagram kind of go hand in hand.
Okay. And what was the moment, or what was the post that was a breakthrough post for you? Was there any particular one post, or maybe one week that really started to change things for you?
I don't think there was one particular post. It was just that everything started happening around the same time. So it's like I'd been doing these things for a while, and then I started to get more known on TV, and it was just a knock-on effect. And then I got an agent. So within a few months in 2018, like my life kind of started to change. Like around the summer of 2018, that's when everything changed for me, and it's been going ever since then.
Well, and was that when you got on Rich Kids Go Skint, or was there another show? It was Rich Kids Go Skint.
I had quite a bit of press at that time, and then I got an agent. I was already focusing more on my Instagram around that summer, and so over those few months, it was kind of a knock-on effect, and the ball kept rolling, and I kept having more things in the pipeline, and other stories, other shows, da da da. So from summer 2018 is when it really started to pick up, but then it's
Mm.
only become like what it is now and maybe this year, so the start of 2020. So it's like, yeah, it was a good like 2 years of prep work and just figuring out exactly what posts work and having to make sure that the quality of all my pictures is really good. So it was a good 2 years before you really see like, the fruits of your labor.
Uh-huh. And what posts for you do really work, and what ones don't work as well? What have you found in your experience?
So obviously I know a lot about music. I'm a DJ as well. So sometimes I want to put posts up that kind of show um, my music knowledge, and maybe my followers aren't really that interested in like new songs that don't really have sexy or glamorous pictures to go along with them. So for me it's more like the visuals. So if a post is sexy or glamorous, I'll obviously get good engagement. But then if it's just like a song with like a graphic in the background and not me, then that won't do as well.
Hmm. So you got to be sexy is the main thing. Yeah.
Just sexy but glamorous or artistic, and it has to be about me. If it's just a graphic that's representing a song I've done or a project, then it never gets as good engagement. Or even like a flyer to promote an event, that never gets as good engagement as just a picture of me.
Okay. What advice would you give if someone looks like the back end of a bus? If someone's just a bit of a rough munter, rough around the edges, they don't have the they don't look like you, for example. How do you think someone can actually build a following?
I think you have to find your niche. I mean, I know a lot of people that maybe aren't that attractive, but they make like really funny videos, and every few days they post a new hilarious video. So humor is another angle, and then travel as well. There's a lot of people who are bloggers and they have like a ridiculous amount of followers, and they're just like travel bloggers, and they go around and you don't even really see their face much. You just kind of see them and then the beautiful scenery behind them. So you've got to find your niche, like if it's a travel, if it's fun, if it's a lifestyle. It's just got to be something that's a bit different, and then you've got to keep at it. You have to be consistent. You can't just do a post and then a month later another. You have to do like about 3 a week at least, just to
3 a
keep
week.
it
Okay.
active. Yeah.
Okay. And is that what you do now, 3 a week, or are you a lot more regular?
Yeah, so I do about 3 posts a week, just because I think if it was more regular then the quality wouldn't be as good. And
Uh-huh.
then throughout the lockdown it was harder to keep putting out new content because I was stuck at home or just going for walks at the park. So it's not like I was going to events. I wasn't, places where I could usually take pictures. So I obviously slowed down a little bit because it was just getting a bit of the same old stuff. So I think if the world's operating as normal, I have to post minimum of 3 times a week, and you have to be active on comments and liking other people's posts. And I think that really helps with your engagement when you're on other people's pages that are quite similar to yours.
Okay, so right at the beginning, because I know like now you're in a different place with the 85,000 followers and everyone kind of approaching you. But back when you were really starting to build it up, how many times did you post a day, a week?
Okay, so in the very beginning, it was probably like twice a week, and then when I really wanted to go full on, I was trying to post like 4 times a week just to make sure that I had stuff always like out there. And then I've tried to keep that going for the past few years. So I'd say for anyone that's going to get into it, you have to do at least 3 or 4 times a week. You don't have to go out 3 or 4 times a week. You can just spend one day and then put different outfits on or do different types of funny videos, and then you obviously stagger them. So you don't have to literally just dedicate your life to getting content. You can just dedicate a certain day and then just go out and do like 3 or 4 pictures on that particular day and then just put them out. I always find putting them out a weekend is not very good because on weekend everyone's posting. So keep it more to the weekdays, like Monday to Thursday, and then in the evening as well. I think you get better engagement. If you post like 10 in the morning, your engagement is never as good. So I think keep it to the evening and then Monday to Thursday, and or even Sunday night's quite a good one as well. And
Okay.
then you should, over time, if you're consistent, you should start to see the results.
So your advice really goes against the grain with a lot of what I've heard from people especially like people like, yeah, absolutely, like Gary Vee, who says just like post all the time. Like the more you post, the more engagement you're gonna get. You don't like worry about it too much. But you take a very much a different stance, and your kind of your take on it is actually don't post as often, but just make your posts great. Is essentially what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that if your content's better quality, then you're going to get more followers. I mean, I think it depends on your page, like, because mine's quite glamorous. Like, if I start posting half-hearted pictures, then it's not going to work. So maybe if you've just got loads of content, that might work. But for me, like, I don't have time to every day put out like a really good quality picture. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to stagger it a bit more. But yeah, like for me, that's what's worked for me.
Okay, gotcha. What do you think would happen if you did a photo and you just kind of uglied yourself up if there was a way to do that? Just like a fag in the hand and like a can of Special K, like on a sofa, like dirty tracky bottoms. What do you think? Just out of interest, what would happen? Do you think?
I think either people would think it was hilarious or I'd lose loads of my followers.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite possible.
Ways it's a bit risky business for me. I mean, if I made it funny, it might work if it was a one-off, but I'd probably end up losing like loads of followers. Like, do you know what I mean? I even see if I start posting more serious stuff, like my engagement goes down on my story views. Like, so I have to keep it quite like, I know what I am, I know what I look like. So I'm not a dumb blonde, but sometimes that's what people want to see. So if I started posting stuff that isn't kind of in line with that, then maybe I would start to lose my followers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Um, okay, so kind of going back to the kind of money aspect. So when you started, obviously, yeah, there was no real kind of money in it. Then you had this kind of breakthrough in 2018. What was the first kind of deals that came your way, and how did you handle them?
So I first started getting like clothing deals, and then I did a lot of stuff where I'd go to events and post afterwards. So, like, say for example, I go for like a Need for Speed event, like a video game event, the Sims event. I'd do a picture there, and then I'd post after, and then I'd obviously get from that like about £500, or the most I've probably got is I've got £1,000 for a post.
Wow.
So
What was that post? What was the £1,000 post?
okay, that was like something I did with a dentist, so that's what I got paid for that to obviously promote her clinic. But yeah, like you do kind of need to negotiate, and I had an agent at the time, so he was kind of helping with those things as well. So I had a middleman because
Uh huh.
sometimes I get anxiety and I'm not very good. Like I think I'm quite like get excited, so I'm more like, oh, this is fun. Like I need a negotiator as well, so I'm not the best negotiator in the world.
Yeah, gotcha, gotcha. Um, so have you thought about using your platform then and all these followers to sell your own products, to kind of make your own merch, to make your own brands and push those?
So my idea for this year was to expand my Dollhouse by Jodie Weston brand, which is everything I do in the music and event scene. But then obviously Corona struck. So my plan was to launch a festival clothing range. So for all the festivals this year, I was gonna like have my own little shop because I'm like, I need to get something out of it because I even have my own website in my bio, and I get most of the traffic from that from my Instagram. I don't get it through Google. So obviously I want to start making the most of that. And the plan was also to launch my own alcoholic drink as well, because I think that's in line with obviously my music and my events. And I play house music, which is obviously like quite party like. So that's what my plan for 2020 was. But hopefully next year I'm going to start to branch off and do more of my Dollhouse by Jodie Weston product range.
So Jodie, you spoke about the good deals. What about the bad ones? I'm sure you've been approached for some weird things, right?
Yeah, I've definitely had some stranger danger, as I call it. Like the other day, actually, I had one where a guy seemed really legit, and he said his wife was starting off an online shop, and how much would I charge him to do a post advertising her jewelry? And it was all like a normal conversation, and da da da. And then, like a day later, he sent me a link to a jewelry shop that sold belly bars, like belly button piercing rings, and he was like, pick one. I need to look after my new model. And I was like, what? This is weird. Like, what do you mean? Why are you buying me a belly button ring? Like, do you know what I mean? And then
That's
it
weird.
kind of went strange, and he said like, oh, he wants to buy it so then I can take a picture because he likes to look at things like that. And then it just kind of went left quick.
So most of the bad deals are pervy ones, is what you're saying? That most okay.
The bad ones are pervy, or like I've had a few people that have like tried to con you into like sending your bank details and stuff like that. So there is a bit of stranger danger. I think you can always tell though, like your gut tells you everything. So if your gut's saying to you this is a bit odd, listen to your gut because it's always right.
Got it. Wise words, very wise words. Yeah. Especially when it comes to bum lifts, because if you get offered a free bum lift, always go for it.
In the bum lift, I was a bit like, oh, but it was totally fine because I saw other influencers were doing it. So, you know, just do your homework a little bit. If someone doesn't have a presence online, then they're probably not who they say they are.
So what advice would you give for someone starting right now? Because right now, Instagram's a very different kettle of fish to where it was in 2017 and 2018. Algorithms have changed. I've heard from a lot of people it's they've been slogging at it for ages, and they find it hard. What advice would you give newbies to Instagram?
I would say to a newbie, find a niche, try and do something different that not many people are doing. I know everything's pretty much been done, but there's always stuff that you can do. And a lot of like, if you're a blogger, like a lot of people do with it, their Instagram account is like really aesthetically pleasing in terms of like they'll post certain colored pictures, so they might have like loads of red hues and then orange hues and green, and that looks really pretty. Like that's quite a good way to start off, just posting pictures that are similar color themes, so then when someone sees your actual page it looks very like aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one way. It depends what you're doing really. Just I think videos are important. Obviously they have the reels now, which is similar to TikTok. So obviously you've got different things you can do. IGTV, so you could do like a TV series. If you're like an interviewer, you can start obviously posting interviews, or if you just want to do little funny 15-second clips, you can do the reels. So there's a lot of different avenues you can go down. They've tried to make it like an all-in-one platform, so you can do obviously the TV, the reels, the normal pictures, normal videos as well. So just find what your niche is. I mean, so many girls are trying to do that, like just sexy influencer, just always in like a bra and pants trying to sell stuff. I mean, so many people are doing that, so it's just a bit boring now. So try and find something that's a bit different. So even if you're doing that, maybe make videos instead of pictures. There's always something you can do which your competitors maybe aren't doing.
Maybe go the other way and just kind of be a slob, get slackies on, get Special K.
Videos like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know there's this older guy I know, and he makes these hilarious videos and he gets really good engagement because they're just so funny. Like, do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So you don't have to be like looking picture perfect all the time. You can go more on the funny route or the travel route or a blogger. Like, do you know what I mean? So there's lots of different avenues.
So your Instagram is only part of the plan, right? Because it feeds into lots of other things.
Yeah, so directly, Instagram is just one thing, but indirectly, it opens up a lot of opportunities for me. So for the past 6 months, pretty much everything I've got work-wise has come from my DMs on Instagram. So I'm working with some producers at the moment. We're just working on a new track, and that's solely because they saw my Instagram, saw what I've got going on, and they want a piece of the pie. So I've got people obviously wanting to collaborate with me in music as well. So that's nothing directly to do with Instagram. It's just because they think I've got a presence, I've got a following, and that can obviously be good for them and their brand
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So let's say it's at the end of your life. You're at the end of your life, and let's say you've got nothing. You've got like no money. You've got no Instagram. All your businesses they're just not there. You're just kind of you're laid bare, so to speak. What's the three things that you want people to know about you? What's your kind of legacy?
I hope my legacy would be that I've taught people not to judge a book by its cover, that I've taught people to follow their dreams and not let society dictate how you live your life. And I hope I've made a lot of people smile with my antics and my music.
Beautiful, Jodie. Thank you so much. That's great. That was really good. Really good for no. It's not even 11 a.m. in the morning, and you just woke up and you did all that. That was something.
All right, thank you.
All right. Cheers, Jodie. Take care.
All right, see you later. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.